Okay, so I'm here with Casey Allen, and Casey is one of my favorite players that I get to work with. He wants to get better. He wants to improve. He always is open to knowledge, and we're going to look over some video of him. So let's get started. So we kind of looked over his video already just a little bit, and what we're going to do here is just, have a conversation, and he's going to give, his thoughts on what he's doing, and I'm just going to provide my expertise on what's going on. But, you'll see very, very soon, like, what's going on with him. You can't critique stuff if there's one thing that's not working, and you'll find out really quickly what that is. So these are all the pitches that he's swinging at, and you'll see immediately what's going on. So that was a fastball, 1-2 count. And then just beat him. Now, that was a ball, but let's go a little bit to another pitch. Again, just beat him. Now, can you talk me through what's going on in your mind, and what are you feeling?
Well, I'm trying to sit on the fastballs. I've been seeing a lot of fastballs. I'm not playing every day, so definitely try not to get beat, although I still am. I'm being late way too much, fouling stuff off. I'm trying to just get on time and get the barrel there. But it's definitely been a struggle with the at-bats I've had. But yeah, I mean that's really what's going through my mind, is get a fastball and get the barrel to it.
Yeah, I've been in this situation. It's tough when you're not playing every day and you got to come in and face 92, 93. It's hard. It's hard. But I will say, what is your trigger? What are you trying to go off of? When you're trying to get ready?
I've been going off of when the pitcher is breaking his hands.
So it's hard to do that. He breaks his hands, and you see how you're just you're barely getting started, and then the ball comes, and now you're just off balance because you're late. So in the batter's box, you have to understand, you have to, know your trigger. And once you know, hey man, this feels like I'm late, this feels uncomfortable, then you have to make a change. And I personally, for me, when I was hitting, I always went when his knee got up to here at his peak. When his knee got up, or when his knee started to get going, it was I learned, when I was younger, when the pitcher shows his hip pocket, then I should show him my hip pocket. So he's showing me, if you look at, let's change this view real quick. So when the pitcher shows his hip pocket, now I'm going to show my hip pocket. Because now he's getting ready to go, and now I'm about to get ready to go. It's my turn to go too. So that's how I would sync, and that's how I would sync myself up when I was younger, and that became the thing that I always use to get myself going.
Right.
The knee. And you might have to just change the way you do this. Right now he has a super high leg kick way up there, so maybe I don't start until right here, rather than with some other guys you might start when they start going literally right there. You might starting there,
Okay.
And especially with 92, 93 plus, because if you wait, which you're waiting till here, and that's when you're getting going, now everything's on you, and you don't see the ball well.
Right.
And then we can't even judge your swing because you're late. Since you're late, that makes you have a bad base, and then the bad base affects your swing. So it just all crumbles, because your base is messed up. Like I said, when the base is messed up, everything else doesn't work.
Right.
So, when we look at this, I can't even really say your swing is bad, which I don't even think your swing is bad. I think your swing is good.
Right.
We can't even critique that because it's far from the issue. If you were on time And then, if you were on time and you kept swinging and you were rolling over, then we could try to fix your swing and we could fix all that stuff. But we can't even go there because you're just late. If we look at another fastball.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because even when we do machine, like I'm getting loaded before the ball's dropped in the machine. But here I'm like waiting for the ball to come out of his hand before I'm really ready to hit.
Yeah. And see, when you do the machine, that's why I love the machine, because it starts to train you to like get ready,
right?
And then from there you could like make your adjustment or make your decision on whether or not you're going to swing or not. But right now we're not even getting there. You're like timing the pitcher up instead of getting ready, and especially with you, like you're not playing as much, so it's like you want to be early or try to be early. I know it's hard. I've been in your shoes. I've done this role of not playing much and then trying to get in there and face fast pitching. But the thing is like you can control that and you can make this adjustment. You just got to start earlier. And when you're in the batter's box, you got to talk to yourself. All right, am I on time? Can I see my top hand hit the ball? Like if we look at this swing right here. Let's look at the side view. So you seen your top hand hit that ball. Look at that. Head down on it, and you maybe hit it a little too much out front. But
yeah, that one I think was a pop out the center.
Yeah. You just sliced it a little bit, like you can see right here with the belt. You sliced it. You didn't square it up. But again, that's better. You were out front on that.
Right.
So you made the adjustment with your timing to get there. But again, another thing I would say is if you're late, look for the fastball down, because that's the one that's going to be the easiest to hit. It's like when a guy is pitching fast, you don't want to pitch. You don't want to swing at the one that's up in the zone. You want to swing at the one that's down, because the one that's down is going to give you a little bit more time to square it up. You know what I mean? That's why the guys that throw super hard, they are throwing balls up in the zone.
Yeah, I made that mistake yesterday against a guy who saw it was like 94.
Yeah, he was
93, 95.
Yeah.
That range, and he threw me two fastballs.
Yeah.
At the top of the zone, I swung right through him.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for you to hit. It's going to be hard for anyone to hit that pitch up in the zone. And, but again, you swung at two balls yesterday. You took yourself out of a walk. He literally would have walked you if you didn't even swing.
Right.
And that also is because you're late. When you're late, you make some bad decisions because you're trying to rush to see the ball and try to get there.
Right.
So that's that's a byproduct of being late. Like, we can't even go off your swing and say, all right, your swing is this, your hands needs to do this, your lower half needs to do this, when you're not even on time yet. Because being not on time is, that basically will mess up everything else. Your base will be unbalanced.
Right.
You can see how you're like right here and everything's like pushing forward because you're trying to get there,
Yeah.
Let's look at this line out right here. Now this is where you were more on time, and let's look at what you were doing here. Okay, so he goes like right here, his legs start going, you started going. So you're basically ready now. Before he even is thrown the ball, you're already getting ready to hit. And so that's why you were on time on this. And then boom, you caught it right where you need to be, right here in this position, that's textbook right here. This is textbook.
Right. Yeah, that's much better on everything.
Everything. And then you finish through it. Now look at how good that swing is. Look at the balance. You're so balanced on here because you were on time. And like you look good that entire swing is because of that, Look at your finish. Like you could walk out of that.
Right.
Yeah,
that was much better.
And like look how you stayed back on your backside. Look how everything short, right to it, swing right to it, boom. You took it direct to the ball. You're behind the baseball. Bottom hand, you can see your logo right here. Top hand right to it. If you're looking right here, you can see the top hand. You can see the top You can see your top hand, and you can see the ball hit the barrel. You hit it on the sweet spot, and you drove right through it. Textbook right there. Textbook. Boom. Line drive. So I think there's really nothing going wrong with your swing. You don't have to make adjustments that way. Again, I just think it's timing. You're off because you're not playing every day. But this is like your best day where you were like more on time and you were getting the barrel to the ball and your swing was super short.
Right.
You know, there wasn't really much going on. Even your leg kick's not even that high. Like, that's like a mid-leg kick. Mid-leg kick, not much going on with your movements. Like, you're staying in the same... Look, you stay in the same place the entire time. Yeah. Look at that. That's like your head and everything is in the same place the entire... You barely even moved.
Yeah, that's a whole lot better right there.
Yeah, and then, boom, you're just like top hand right to it. All that top hand work. You're connected. Look how connected you are right now.
Right.
Connected. And then, boom. Now, look, you're connected. You're getting on plane with it.
Yeah.
And then you take the top hand to it. Finish high through it. That's nice.
Yeah, it was a million times better than past swings.
Yep. So... I think the issue here is timing because, again, I think your swing's playing. I think it's good. You work on your swing all the time. It looks good. I think, the issue here is again, your timing. I think if you can go into, I'll try to, like, block some time off with you and maybe you could go into the bullpens when starters are throwing so you can start seeing more balls come at you.
Right.
So you can start seeing the ball slower and getting yourself ready. I'll start doing that with you. I think I'm going to do it with a few other players too. I've been thinking a lot about it. I think that's going to help. And then the game, check your triggers. You have the book, which is the hitter's log, which is right here. And you're writing in the book. By the way, get yours for free. Link in the description below. You're writing in the book what you're thinking, you're writing what's your trigger, and then write all that stuff down specifically so that you know what you're going off of. And then if you're a little late, then you change your trigger. All right, let me do it a little earlier now. It's better to be early and say, all right, I got to bring the ball back than it is to be late and saying I got to push the ball forward. Push the ball in front a little bit, you start to panic.
Right.
You know, because you're like, oh man, I need to start earlier. And then when they start throwing and then the thing about it, if you're not on time for the heater, then it makes it harder to hit the sliders, curveballs, and changeups, you know, all the other stuff, because you're like, I need to get ready for the heater. And then you start to get like desperate, you know, and you're
that's
like,
how I've definitely felt. It's desperate.
Yeah, you start to get desperate, and it's like, oh man, there's like a million things going on, and you feel like you just feel at a loss.
Right.
And I know I've been there. Where it's like, oh my, if you can't hit the heater, then
it's tough to play the game.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to play. So
can we see the one I ground out this game to short? I want to see where my trigger was on that one.
Was it double play or was it a ground out? Was it this one?
I think so. I just want to see because this was the only ball I've been able to hit to the left side of the field this year.
Yeah, so you were out front, but you just missed the ball right here. Let's see your trigger. You want to see it from the other angle?
Sure.
Oh, you want to see it from there?
So I still wasn't that early.
Yeah. You just missed the pitch.
Yeah, like clipped the top of it.
You just clipped the top. He was throwing with like sinkers. He was like a tall guy throwing like sinkers, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you just clipped the top of it, but you were more out front more on time on that pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just caught it right on the top of it. That was it.
Okay. Yeah, I was interested to see if I started earlier right there. I really didn't. I just was. Because that's.
But even then, you're way balanced. If you look at that, those are your best swings.
Right.
Like, you're balanced. I would like you to have your lower half more on the ground, but that's something that just happens. Like, even my foot would do that, you know, at times.
Right.
But you're still behind the ball. You know what I mean? Like, you're behind it. Nothing. Your head maybe moved 2 inches.
Yeah.
So, like, you've seen the ball really well, but you just clipped it. You were a little bit too high. If you were, like, a little bit lower. Yeah. I mean, great swing. You just missed the ball.
Right.
You know, and that's the tough part about this game sometimes. Just a little movement, miss your barrel, you know?
Right.
Yeah, you hit it out on the tip of the bat. So you hit it here.
Yeah.
But you stayed through it. Look, you're punching through it. You just hit it, you know, at the top of the ball. Look how you're finished. It's a good finish. Look. That extension through.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like if you're not on time, then you won't even get extended. You
Right.
can't get extended. You can't do all that. It affects everything.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So that's what we need to do right here is change that trigger and be early. So that's pretty much it. I want to thank you guys for watching. Casey Allen. He's getting his work in, going above and beyond. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this. I'll do a little bit more regarding this. And did you learn something? Let me know what's your biggest takeaway here. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, guys.